Greetings. This is the third tape. I'm answering and responding to lies from Shoebat. He says in his video, blaspheme God and praise Allah instead. Oh, 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 oh boy. Oh, this is sickening, right? Very bad, huh? Yeah, okay. I agree with you. God, what is God? There is no God. This is evil nonsense. This is evil pagan English word. Invented by the Christians, by English speaking people, England and the US. Oh, we'll blaspheme God as we wish. It doesn't matter. It doesn't shake the heaven. But when you blaspheme the name of Allah, that will shake the heaven. How little and how evil is your level of education. All right. He said, don't die for God, but He died for you. So don't go commit suicide for God, go to fight for the sake of God, because God, committed, He was crucified and died for you on your behalf. It's amazing, because, I keep hearing those stupid soldiers, American soldiers, who went to Iraq and raped a woman and did all kind of evil, destroyed the country according to lies from the president, that mass destruction weapons and Al-Qaeda ties. And because of this stupidity, Al-Qaeda became existent in Iraq. I hear them saying, our soldiers who die for their country. I hear the Christians speak about the disciples who died for the Lord, for deity. All of them, 12 disciples, died for spreading the message. Martyrs, they call them martyrs. And some idiots, call them, don't die for God, He died for you. Really? What planet do you live on? What conversion is this? Have you heard other Christians speaking about the martyrs? Martyred Christians, what they call them martyrs? They died for God. They didn't wait for you with your ignorance to say, God died for you. Don't die for Him. Okay, anyway, what to expect from him? Muhammad killed the men of Bani Qurayza. It's a Jewish tribe in Arabia during the lifetime of Muhammad. Took the wife and slept with her in a tent. Islam is not from God. Now, first of all, the proper way to look into Islam is found in the Noble Quran. Anything apart from the Noble Quran are stories. And most of those stories are lies, not true. So Muhammad killed the Bani Qurayza, as the stories say, it's just a stupid story. It's not revelation from heaven. It is not what Allah sent. So I'm not going to focus too much over evil stories that you grabbed and you found something, you treasure, like a Satan. How God allow corruption of His book? And he is responding about, how Muslims say, and they are wrong, of course. The Muslims are wrong about this, that the books in Jewish Christian hands are from God, but altered and changed, corrupted. No, they are not. And Muslims are wrong. The Jewish book, Tanakh, Torah, Ketubim, Nabuim, the Torah and the writing of the prophets, is what the Jews wrote, not what Moses received from the Lord. The book of Psalms is not what David wrote. David received a book called Zabur from Allah. The Bible It's not from Jesus. It is similar to the books of hadith in Muslim hands. What Jesus said and did, full with lies and nonsense. Moses received a book called Torah. It is not what the Jews have today. That Torah and the Zabur of David were destroyed, burned by the Babylonians. When the Babylonians invaded the southern kingdom of the Israelis, called Judea, and took the rest of the Israelis to slavery. And the first half were taken by Assyria to slavery. The book of Jesus was burned by Christians themselves, those antichrist. And a communion in Nicaea, under Constantine, the ruler of Rome, they killed 2/3 of the communion. They were the followers, the true followers of Jesus, led by Arius. And those Christians today, they hate Arius so much. And you know, when you say Arius, as if you are insulting or cursing someone, you follow Arius. Those were the followers of Jesus Christ. While the 1/3 were following Athanasius, originally from Greece, like Constantine, who was originally from Greece but ruling Rome. And he favored, Athanasius over Arius, the true follower of Jesus. And they burned the true Injil, the book of Jesus, and they adopted those miserable books that they have today. Mark, Matthew, Luke, and John. And the stupid letters of Paul. And this nightmare of John, Revelation. They call it Revelation. A nightmare. Someone was dreaming, a nightmare, a stupid nightmare. They call Revelation. Therefore, the Jewish Christian books are not only corrupted and altered and changed, they are altered and changed on daily basis. On daily basis. From time to time, they change the book. They take what they want out and they put what they want in. Let me give you an example. Look at Matthew chapter 2. Look in the older versions. Older versions. You will find Magi from the east. Magi means fire worshippers, Satan worshippers. Came to see the child, the newborn child, Jesus. And the story is so stupid. We never hear from them again. They just came following a star and to prove that Jesus was the born Messiah. In newer versions, you will find those Magi changed into wise men from the east. So now fire worship and Satan worship is wise for Christians. They didn't like the fire worship, they changed it into wise men. In later editions, they made them scholars. Oh, fire worship is for the scholars, the most educated. Wow! Beat me. So you see, if you take every copy of the book, old editions and new editions, you will find alterations until you get sick and tired to the stomach. They change in their book from day to day. We have the KJV, the NIV, the New International NIV. And when you come to a Christian and you say, this is what the book says, he will say, what version? Why? He doesn't trust the rest. It's a holy book, but a different version. This is not the case with the Quran. From one end of the world to the other end, word for word. He was saying, that, Quran is in Arabic, while Bible is in every language. No, they're ignorant. There are so many translations to Quran. But because we have seen what translation have done to your books, to other books, the evil that took place. So we emphasize, a Muslim emphasize, read it in Arabic, in its proper, true language. You cannot read in Vulgate, this old Latin language, or Greek, this almost dead language. But the Muslims are forced to learn Arabic, to learn the teaching properly in the original language because they care. But because you don't care and your book needs garbage to be thrown in garbage, you don't care. Translation, so what? We read it in translation, all the alterations, all the corruption, so what? But this is not the case with the Muslims. So it is in Arabic, yes, whether you like it or turn blue in the face. What is the problem? He asked the question, what is the problem of calling God the Father? It's simple. Simple. Because he doesn't have any children. Now you, dear Shobat, you say, God is your father. I call upon you, please, take your driver license, take your passport, open to the page that says the information, and look through it and say father's name, and then you read, your father's name, whatever it is. It doesn't say God. It doesn't say God. If you go anywhere and you say, this is my name, this is my father's name, they say prove it. So, here it is. You say God is your father, you are the son of God, you are Hercules, fiction, nonsense. Prove it. Prove God is your father. Simple. Now, if you say we are children spiritually, this is more ignorant than saying that God is the father and non-biblical. This is not found in your book. But how ignorant are you about the content of your book, the Bible? All right. We'll continue next time, again with more lies from this Shobat. We have to respond because his hate against Islam is sickening. Take care.